I don't think I believe in the idea of a better tomorrow anymore. Somewhere along the way, that thought shriveled up and fell out of reach. It's strange how you can live your whole life being fed this unshakable promise that things get better, that history bends toward progress, that people grow kinder, wiser, more connected. You're told it by teachers, by commercials, by exhausted family members who aren't even sure they believe it themselves. It becomes a reflex, a line people recite when they run out of other words. It gets better, but look around. Look at the world as it stands right now. Every corner of it feels like it's choking under its own weight. War isn't even a headline anymore. It's a static hum in the background of modern life. New conflicts break out while old ones linger like open wounds. Entire cities reduced to dust, while politicians smile for cameras and shake hands over deals that'll never affect their own children. People bleeding for ideas they never had a say in. Borders drawn by dead men, and the ones still alive treat it like a chess match. They trade lives for territory and call it victory. And while that happens, back home, it's a different kind of war. One where people tear each other apart without bullets, using words, algorithms, and outrage as their weapons. Every platform built to connect us is a battlefield now, and nobody seems interested in peace. It's all about picking a side, clinging to it like a lifeboat, even as it sinks, because admitting you were wrong, or worse, that maybe both sides are just different masks for the same rotten face, is unthinkable. You see people dehumanize each other over slogans and talking points crafted in boardrooms. Strangers who might have laughed together in another timeline now treat each other like enemies because they disagree on some piece of orchestrated outrage, fed to them through carefully manipulated headlines. And it works because it's easier than facing what's really happening. Division is profitable. Fear keeps people watching. Outrage keeps them clicking. Meanwhile, the economy's a corpse, propped up in a chair with every institution pretending it's fine. Every day you see people working 3 jobs to barely afford a single-bedroom apartment, told to be grateful they aren't homeless. Families living out of their cars, graduates buried under debts they'll never pay off, forced into an endless loop of survival, while billionaires buy super yachts the size of shopping malls. It's become so absurd that people stopped reacting to it. Outrage, fatigue. You see another article about record profits for the top 1%, while a mother of 3 dies in a waiting room because healthcare is a luxury now, and you barely blink. The system isn't broken. It was built this way, and those benefiting from it have no reason to change it. And the planet itself, the only home we've ever had, is collapsing in slow motion. Entire species vanishing while we argue about phone updates. Forests burned, oceans poisoned, air thick with toxins, the ice melts, the storms grow, entire communities swallowed by rising tides, and nobody cares unless it makes for good disaster footage. Even then, it's forgotten by morning. We've normalized the end of the world by breaking it down into digestible, marketable crises. Climate change isn't an emergency, it's content, a backdrop for influencer beach trips and virtue-signaling brand campaigns. And deep down, I don't think most people believe it'll be fixed. I think we all sense it in some quiet, unspoken way. This knowledge that the damage is too far gone, but admitting it would mean facing everything else we've been avoiding. So instead, we post and scroll and debate and distract ourselves with manufactured drama, because anything's easier than sitting still with the weight of what we've done. And through it all, people still talk about the future, still make plans, like this is sustainable, like we aren't standing on the deck of a sinking ship, arguing about dress codes. It feels unhinged to me, this desperate clinging to the illusion of normalcy. The way people obsess over weddings, over home renovations, over celebrity divorces, while cities drown and forests burn, as if pretending hard enough will make it untrue. As if we just keep moving through the rituals of ordinary life, the collapse won't reach us. But it's already here. It's in the cost of groceries. It's in the empty storefronts. It's in the faces of the people pretending to be okay. And still, the machine spins. The rich grow richer, the poor disappear, and the middle swallows whatever numbness they can find to get through another day. What unsettles me most is how this isn't even shocking anymore. I remember being a kid and hearing about war, about famine, about injustice, and it was something distant, monstrous, incomprehensible. Now, it's a headline you glance at between videos. You watch horror in real time, and it barely registers because tomorrow there'll be another and another until you forget how to care. Empathy dulled to self-preservation, kindness a liability. And if you do still feel it, if your heart still breaks for strangers you'll never meet, it marks you as weak. The world punishes softness. It rewards those who can look away, those who can turn suffering into a statistic or a marketing opportunity. And maybe that's why I don't hold hope anymore, because everything feels so calculated. Every movement, every rebellion, every cause gets chewed up and turned into a brand. People wear their outrage like fashion. They care when it's trendy, when it benefits them, when it makes them look good, and then forget as soon as the next shiny catastrophe comes along. You can see it in how quickly genuine voices are drowned out, how often the conversation shifts from justice to monetization, how even tragedy gets packaged for profit. I think about how fragile all of this is, how a single bad decision from a man in a suit could erase entire cities, how a virus can wipe out millions while governments bicker about supply chains, how economies can unravel overnight, leaving people who spent their lives following the rules to starve because the rules were never made to protect them. And through it, people still cling to the belief that this system, this world, can be fixed, that if we vote the right way, buy the right products, say the right things, it'll somehow heal. But it won't, because the rot isn't at the edges, it's at the core. The systems we live under were built on exploitation, on violence, on erasure. Their survival depends on distraction, on division, on making sure we're too exhausted to imagine anything different. And it works. It works so well most people don't even realize they're trapped. They call this freedom, call it opportunity. They tell you to dream big while stacking the odds so high against you that you'll never rise. And when you inevitably break, when you burn out or fall apart, they blame you for not being strong enough, for not working hard enough, for not keeping a positive mindset while everything crumbled around you. I don't know if I have anything left to believe in. I don't know if there's anything worth hoping for in a world that feels engineered to break you. Some days it feels like the best we can do is witness it. Be honest about what's happening, even if nobody wants to hear it. Refuse to pretend. Refuse to play along. I see the wars, the corruption, the empty smiles, the manufactured outrage. I see people desperately trying to fill a void that only grows the more you feed it. And I realize I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Not this world, not like this. I wish I could end this with some profound answer, some spark of hope, some call to arms, but I don't have one. I don't think there's a clean solution to centuries of decay. I don't think there's a way to heal a system that was designed to feed on us. And maybe that's the hardest truth to carry, that some stories don't end with redemption. Some endings aren't beautiful. They just happen, quietly, in slow motion, while everyone's too distracted to notice. And maybe that's where we are now. Not at the beginning of the end, but somewhere in the thick of it. A culture too numb to save itself. A world too proud to admit it's dying, and the people within it just trying to find meaning in a place where meaning's been commodified, sold back to us in branded packaging. And even knowing all this, most of us won't leave, because leaving would mean letting go of what little illusion we have left. It would mean facing the silence, and silence is the one thing this world taught us to fear.